Hi quilting friends, it's Carolina Moore, your favorite sewing and quilting YouTuber, and I am back with month 5 of the Cotton Cuts Mystery Quilt. If you're new around here, the Cotton Cuts Mystery Quilt is a block of the month. It is a puzzle mystery quilt, so I have no idea what this quilt's going to look like when it's done. And they actually send the pieces in like very interesting puzzle pieces, so there's no way for me to guess what this is going to look like until the very last month when they send me the final clue that helps me put this all together. So today we're going to make the Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilt. Clue number 5. And I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and this one has a little gift in there. If you signed up with me early on, there was a code for little gifts, and I think there's actually a couple things in here throughout. So it's this cute little logo, and it's a mirror. So that's super handy. I'll be tossing this in my purse, and that's a cute little gift from Cotton Cuts here on month 5. And I'm going to pull out all of my pieces, and just like normal, I'm going to go ahead and lay those out, and I'm going to put my little alphabet tiles on there so I know which one is which fabric, and to make sure that I put it all together the right way, right? Okay, so there we go. I have all my pieces laid out, figured out, and we're going to make 5A and 5B. And here are our instructions, and as usual, the instructions are super detailed. I love how detailed these instructions are. Everything that I need to just put this block together, super quick and easy because everything's already cut out for me. Okay, so section 5A, I'm going to take an E and put an A on either side. And I'm going to do this 4 times. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. And those are my E's. And I'm going to need 8 A's because there's going to be 1 on either side. Okay, that's going to be all of my A's. So let's just go ahead and stitch these. Grab a pair of scissors to cut these. There we go. And now I just sew my pieces on the other side. So just like always, they have pressing instructions in the pattern. And that pressing instruction is saying to press towards the A blocks. There we go. Now we're going to do the same thing, this time putting an E on either side of our F's. So I'm going to use up our E's and F's. There are a lot of pieces this month. Okay, I've got 4 F's left and 2 E's, so that is using up my E's and my F's. So now I've got my EFE and my AEF, and I'm just going to make 9 patches out of these. So I'm going to put them right sides together, and because I have this seam going this way and that seam going that way, which is perfect, that means I can nest my seams together. It reduces the bulk and also increases my chances of getting those seams to line up, which is what we love. So when you're strip piecing, especially when you're trying to go fast, what you want to do is you want to lay everything out and double check, okay, am I putting that in the right spot? Yes, I am, before going over to sew, because otherwise you may end up doing some back stitching. And ripping out stitches always, back stitching, another term for ripping out stitches, right? Backward stitching. It's a little different than, you know, pressing the back stitch button on your sewing machine. But taking out all those stitches, reverse stitching, undoing, picking out, frogging, it takes a lot longer than taking those 2 seconds just to check and make sure, yes, I do have everything lined up right. Yes, I am sewing this to the correct side. So just laying it out. Does that look right? Yes, it does. And now I know which seam to sew. Okay, now it's going to say we're going to press out on each of these. And because these are the same sideways as they are right side up, I want to make sure that I have them right side up, and that's just going to help me when putting everything else together. Okay, now I have my D, B, and H pieces, and there are 4 of each, and I just need to sew them together. I'm just going to pivot this 90 degrees so it's easier as I pick up and bring it over to my sewing machine. And I'm just going to start sewing, and I want to remind myself, oh, that this is my H. Okay, so I've got that there, so I know which fabric is my H. I don't flip this upside down or accidentally put the H in the middle somehow. So now I want to stitch the D onto all of them, and I want the D to go on the middle one, or against the middle one, I should say. And this was my middle, my little houses, because my H is over on the bottom. So, like it looks in the picture, D, B, and H. So we'll go ahead and sew that together. There we go. Now H is this pine colored, or these pine tree branches. So I'm going to put all my H's on the bottom, and I need to sew one of these on either side of my 9 patch here. So this is a rail fence block, and I'm putting a rail fence on either side of this 9 patch. So there's one section 5A. I just need to press my other one. And then now we're going to have both of our 5A sections done. The 5B sections look pretty quick. This 5A was a lot of pieces, but it came together really well. These patterns are so beautifully written and illustrated. So if you're a reader and you like to read the instructions, you can read them. If you are a visual person and you just want to follow along with the pictures, you can pretty much get away with that. There we go. So both of these are done. Just going to set these aside, and then we're going to work on our 5B. So these are my H and these are my B, and it says I want to sew 6 of these together like this. How many pieces do I have? I have 2, 4, 6. I have 8, so I'm going to set one aside. And I have 2, 4, 6 of my B, so now perfect. These 2 are set aside. And I'm going to place these so they're easy for me to pick up and bring over to the sewing machine. So all of these need to be pressed towards the B, which in this case is the lighter one, and that's okay. We're just following the instructions. So now we're going to sew 3 together in a row like this, and we're going to make 2 sets of 3 in a row like this. So it says press to the right, which means I'm pressing towards B again. Alright, I'm going to lay these out so I can see them. There we go. My B on top and my H on the bottom. And now I'm just going to add an H to this side of each of them. And these ones I'm again pressing towards the B. All right, last step, I have 4 little B triangles, and those need to go in these corners. Oh, there we go. Make sure my right sides, there we go. So these are just going to go in the corners, and then we're going to be done. These ones are getting pressed towards that B one last time. And there we go. Those are the section 5B, and these are the section 5A. Now, if you haven't already, I want to remind you to give this video a thumbs up to let people know that you enjoyed it. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. I'm going to tuck this away for now, and I'll put it in my instructions for this month so I know that these are the blocks from this month. And that's going to be it for today, my friends. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below, and I will see you right here real soon. Bye for now.